whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hooker force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira whakarongo pi kari mai. Hare mai, o Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Hei ngā kāwai nui, hei ngā kāwai roa o ngā tāpuhi kōrero o ngā wai whakatere tani whā wai paunga hoi o ngā mātua tūpuna. Tēnā rā koutou katoa nau mai hoki mai ki te punua pāho o Taringa, e rere atu nei, e whakapāho atu nei, e mihi atu nei tēnā koutou.
Wata! Tēnā koutou katoa.
Was that like a Brissy? Wata!
Yeah, like, yeah. Take that for an intro. Take that for an intro. Also, I don't know how many times we play the theme song, but it just amazes me. It's award-winning worthy, I think.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
we play it every time we record.
Should
to
get a Grammy, right?
Grammy.
A Grammy.
Grammy.
Yeah.
Grammy.
Yep.
Te Grammy.
Te Grammy. Me whiwhi Grammy.
Big ups e rere tonu ana ki a koe brother.
Yeah.
Big ha.
Big ha.
Hoi anō anei anō tātou e kare mai te bustling metropolis o Te Awamutu.
Aye.
Beep, beep.
Yep, here we go. And under the auspices of Te Wānanga o Te Roa. And so you all know, we actually he kaimahi mātou.
Oh, he kaimahi mātou.
Yeah, we are. But you know, as Puaheri said, we have a lot of fun doing this.
Yep.
We're fun about it. Do you have fun listening? It's a win-win.
I hope you do. It's all about abundance.
Abundance.
Put it out there. Te hua nui.
Te hua nui.
Te katoa.
Te hua nui. Aye.
Anyway, he kaupapa kei te Tikanga 101 tātou I tēnei rai wama. Engari mua te kaupapa kōrero. Let's turn to our kiwaha. Hea te kiwaha?
Ei, mau te kōrero.
Mau te kōrero.
Mau te kōrero. Oh, yeah, I've been going to the gym. Well, you know how many times I've been to the gym much? Yeah, me neither.
Mau te kōrero.
Oh, that was a good. So I think it's how you say this one too. No, it is how you say this one. So you need to have the right intonation. Otherwise, it's just a statement. So if I say mau te kōrero, like that, I'm saying mau te kōrero. I'm saying, well, you do the kōrero.
Yeah.
But if I said mau te kōrero, I'm like, for you to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ought to speak.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
For you to say that?
Yeah.
Mau te kōrero, you can say mana te kōrero, so you change the kupu tūpou. You could even say, depending on the context, maku te kōrero.
True. Yeah. I'm trying to find a good horopaki for that. Good context. What is it like saying?
You tell them maku te kōrero?
Yeah, or am I to say?
Yeah.
Who am I to say? Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Or you could be eating a donut and going, he kino te huka. Mai te kōrero.
Mau te kōrero.
Yeah,
maku te kōrero.
yeah. Unga reka tonu e nei donuts.
So there you go, te iwi mau te kōrero.
So it's sort of like if someone said something hypocritical.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could be contradicting yourself. Someone could be contradicting themselves.
Yeah, could be hypocritical, could be lots of things.
Yeah, or an alert to what someone's doing or thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like, mau te kōrero. Are you in the position to be saying that?
Yeah, that's a good way. Are you in the position to be saying that? Yeah. Te koina te wairu o te raki.
Yeah. Me tōna hanga ki te kaupapa o te rare.
Nera.
Yeah.
Hea te kaupapa o te rānei.
Well, koina tētahi kaupapa e haere ana I runga I ngā ngutu o te motu I tēnei wā tonu. Kare kore he kaupapa me he kene ngā wā kua puta. You know, kei mua I te aroaro o te ao. Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah, cultural appropriation. And what I'd like to set out today is what that means.
Yeah.
You know, because I think a lot of people get invested emotionally and it's hard not to, but I think we have to define it first.
Yes.
What is it? How te cultural appropriation?
Well, kei oku whakaro, but according to Wikipedia,
Kia ora.
cultural appropriation, at times also phrased cultural misappropriation, is the adoption of an element or elements of one culture by members of another culture. This can be controversial when members of a dominant culture appropriate from disadvantaged minority cultures.
Ka pai.
Minority culture.
Koina te cultural appropriation.
Aye.
Misappropriation.
Misappropriation.
Yeah. Whakataru na ahuria pia.
whakataru nā ahurea? Yep, choice. That was my next question. Hea tētahi kupu kōrero ingo rānei.
I haven't got that validated with anybody, but that's, because whakataruna means to pretend.
Pretend, aye.
Oh,
Yep.
pretend.
Yeah, so pretend it's your culture.
Yeah.
Really is what it is to me. Cultural appropriation is pretending,
Yep.
or pretending that you have a stake in that culture.
Yeah, so you have a right to use it in such a way that deems
Yeah.
appropriate for you. Is exploitation a word used for...
I think cultural appropriation is exploitation of a culture is another facet of cultural appropriation.
Kia ora.
Yeah. Exploitation.
Yeah, it would be, for the gain of someone else.
Nō reira, koe te kaupapa kōrero, te whakataru na ahurea, cultural appropriation, and something that's been like, it comes out, it rears its head every now and again i roto i a tātou i te ao Māori. More so I've seen over the past few years.
Yeah, I think we're more aware of it now because we can track things on the internet and see it a lot more.
Social media.
Social media.
Social media.
Yep. Yep.
And that's the, and e whakatūpato tēnei ki a tātou, that is the good and bad of social media.
Aye.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying ka rewe te ki kia koutou, but I've seen, a lot of people share their art and things on Facebook
Aye.
and social media without any sort of...
disclaimer.
or what do you call it, a watermark. But, that doesn't stop somebody if they want to appropriate your culture.
Yeah.
Tika.
But, at least there's something there that gives the identity and shows the mana, I guess, of the creator of that piece of art. Because art's been in the media of late.
Yeah, a lot.
A couple of weeks ago it was Oriini Kaipara, her and...
Tāniko Nordstrom.
Yeah, Tāniko Nordstrom.
Mihi hoki ana kia kōrua tahi i whai wāhi atu ki te kōrero mo taua kaupapa i runga i ngā atamira o ngā wāhi hapuri.
A few years ago there were images of tupuna on shower curtains.
Yeah, shower curtains.
Plates.
Yeah,
blankets.
plates.
T-shirts. Yeah.
There's that big one going on down in the art gallery.
In Whakatū.
Yeah.
In Nelson,
With the use of moko on Mary Poppins.
Yeah, and other places, and other things as well. There was a monkey statue with a tāmoko and stuff like that.
Pig, yeah.
Are they all the same though? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't want to rush in and say, because there's a lot for myself I'd want to think about and pull apart in separate cases.
The latest one I've seen is the one of the Goldie image at the back, and then there's some woman in the front
taking selfies, isn't it?
Yeah, some obviously will. The image presents themselves as other cultures. So you've got or creeds. Yeah, you've got some women in scarves. So I'm guessing they're Muslim.
Yeah, me tētai me tōna hanga he haina mana.
Yeah, and but that did provoke me to think about how we look at our culture and how others see our culture, and that's sort of like, well, we as Māori, we use other cultures.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
And we sort of think it's okay sometimes.
Kia ora.
And it might be just in the setting like of a dress-up thing. We were talking about this before.
Aye.
And I've done it.
Aye.
We had a breakup one time and I dressed as an Arab.
Aye.
Yeah, I've done Asian parties that dressed up as Asian.
Yeah.
Even when you wear an Islander shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, they're our Pacific cousins and that, but still was that, are we appropriating?
But see, is the Islander shirt appropriation of their culture, or is Islander shirt, you know what I mean?
An appropriation of Western clothing.
Yeah.
Koina te whakaaro, And, so one thing is, where do you draw the line? Where do you find it okay in what you do? Yeah, I think these are things for people to think about individually first. And at least understand if they are going to do something or if they're not going to do something, to understand that first as an individual.
And the other part of this too is mana hinengaro.
Kia ora.
Nō reira, te mana hinengaro IP, intellectual property. And mana hinengaro, that term IP is a new thing, but really mana hinengaro goes back mai rāno i roto i ngā kōrero a ngā mātua tūpuna. There's lots of stories, if you look at them, We had one when we had Ngāti Whātua and the origin of the name of Whātua.
Aye.
And taking this design that was tapu to one
Aye, kia ora.
nera,
Yeah.
to tētahi wehenga.
Aye.
And they took this particular tāniko's design.
That's right.
Us learning things off the patupaere, how to make nets.
Aye. He kōrero pai mo te cultural appropriation.
And that's not justifying though.
Aye,
we do, but there is kōrero about us being careful about things that we shared and we kept dear to us. Karakia is another one.
Karakia, yeah.
There's a particular karakia in traditions that was guarded and wasn't given out. And that's knowledge. E pērā no te mātauranga. So even though we've got, and there's a balance there, so there's the kōrero, and we've said this a lot on Taringa, and at the moment it's something that's been said, knowledge isn't knowledge if it's not shared.
Oh, kia ora.
Yeah.
But then we know, i roto i te ao Māori, not all knowledge was shared with everybody.
Kia ora.
You know, some knowledge was kept for a particular group, for a particular time, mo tētahi wehenga o tētahi iwi, mo ngā tauira o te wānanga, ne? Nō re, that's another part of it to me, is mana hinengaro and looking after our mana.
Yeah.
I roto I tērā ao.
Yep.
In those cases where people are have been using moko on their art pieces, I'd look at that as more of an intellectual property sort of case rather than cultural appropriation. Because, you know, moko is unique to individuals or to their whānau. And it's kind of like stealing someone's logo,
Yeah.
which is intellectual property theft.
What about just the general moko design? Who is allowed to use a moko design?
Yeah. Is it only mataora and uetonga?
So, what if you had, and kei te wānanga tātou, feels like an episode of Kōkō Muka. You had a Pākehā who's done all this rangahau into moko, tā moko, its origins, ne? They have no toto Pākehā, toto Māori. Done all this research, and they use it in a way that is befits
Aye.
and honours our ahurea, but then they get slandered because they're Pākehā. And then over here you get a Māori, tētai Māori, who's got toto Māori, don't know anything about tā moko, but because it's our birthright,
Yep.
and they go put it on something, but because they're Māori, now are they allowed to do that because they're Māori?
Is that their privilege?
Yeah, so that woman that put I didn't see it, I've only heard about it, the moko on the monkeys or something, eh?
Yeah.
Now, if that was a Māori that done that, would that be all right?
Yeah. Would it be provoking or celebratory?
Can we, ko te pātai ki a tātou, can we appropriate our own culture?
Kia ora.
Koina taku pātai ki a tātou.
Or are we?
Yeah. And this is why I'm really, and people say, oh, you know, Prana, you get precious. And yeah, I am. I'm bloody precious about some things because I think the line is moving and we're to blame for moving the line.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And nothing e tātou te hunga e tautoko ana i te hunga tā moko, the saying moko the world. So we say moko the world. Now who's allowed to moko the world?
Aye.
Who's allowed to moko the world? Who's allowed to use our, and that's not just a moko, talking about a lot of images i roto i te ao Māori, te kōru.
Yeah.
You know, ngā kōrero.
We see they're implemented in so many logos, buildings, heaps of stuff.
The kōru in New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Te ara raurangi, they've been using the kōru for years.
For years, yep. In which they try to patent as well.
Who does the kōru, you know, if we were to look at the origin of the kōru,
Would it be from Taini Mauta?
who owns the kōru?
Kia ora.
Where does the whakapapa of the kōru, it goes back to tāne mahuta, or you can trace it through toi origins, and it belongs to te taiao, then who actually owns the kōru?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is just a discussion e te iwi.
Yeah, he rhetoric tēnei.
Ana e wānanga ana tātou, just to get us thinking as a people, as a nation, and again, kare e harai te mea tautoko ana i te hunga, but we need to really think about these things.
Yeah.
In our ahuatanga. Yeah. And I don't support it. If I can bring it back to a tikanga, you know, ko tētai, and to bring it back to Orini and Tāniko, you know, they approached the artist.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to the artist. She was in the wrong. And, you know, she fronted. But the tikanga for her obviously should have been in the first instance to approach
Yeah.
Orini and Tāniko.
And she should have asked them if it was okay to paint a picture of them in the first place.
Yeah, firstly, as the person, taking another person's āhua.
Yeah.
You know, before it was a cultural take. So these are the layers to that.
Yeah.
Is it all right to use another person's image? And then the cultural image.
We had a tētahi i Muara, you know, the tari I work in e te iwi, ko ai tētahi o ngā pou tikanga. So we look after the tikanga practices within Te Wānanga, our cultural, and as our matriarch said, with the late Auntie Ma, we're the cultural conscience of the organisation, koe tana kōrero. And a lot of stuff comes through our tari to sign off. We might be the last, some of the time we're the first pair of eyes at the start, sometimes we're the last. And we say, no, that's
or when
not
it's
going.
too late.
Yeah. Sometimes we're the amurana at the bottom of the cliff, the ambulance. But on this one particular occasion, there was something, and it was marketing at that time, and they wanted to use this image of a kuia on a wharenui, and she was doing the karanga. Now, we had the okay with the image. It was all good. We sought permission from the marae, the kuia, that was fine. Now, where they had how they wanted to present it, though, is they wanted to flip the image over. What do you call that in photography? So you do that.
Yeah, just horizontally flip it.
Yeah, or that. and I initially, you know, I said, yeah, pai ana, it's still the same whare. The kuia is still in there.
Yeah.
And
This
then
was one of my photos, I think.
I can't remember. And then
You know, so
this was
when you
years
flip
ago.
it, is it to mirror or to turn it upside down?
No,
Yeah,
just flip it
Oh, yeah.
round like
so that she would be on the other side of the page so it
Okay.
could fit the writing on better.
Yeah. And our kaumātua at the time, koro Hiki Taringa, he said, ko kare tika ana. And I was like, you know, I'd missed that, you know, and this is the wisdom of a kaumātua. And he said, well, you've changed the door in the whare.
Kia ora.
Saying the door's not on that side, and now the kuia's on the other side
On
of
the
the
other
whare.
side, te tarangi.
They might not do the karanga on that side, on their marae. You know, so that was something that was missed. So the wānanga, you know, I'm giving these examples to show that even though we're te wānanga o te aroa, sometimes we almost make some mistakes, and we have made some mistakes in the past. Another one was we wanted to use the image of a waka one time. Now this is when coming back to horopaki.
Ai, horopaki,
Now the name of this program, this kaupapa we had was Te Waharoa.
Ai.
But the image that looked really, really cool was the pītau tauihu of a waka. The first thing I said was, why are we using a waka when we're talking about a waharoa?
Yeah.
Kia ora.
But we do that in te reo
Yep.
as well, and going around about it. But you know, kaua kei tuki ngā horopaki. So, you know, if you're using metaphor, you know, I'll give an example.
Yep.
E heke mai ana te tō mai rangi o te rungarawa kia mura ai te ahi I roto I a tate. It's really dumb one. But saying that the dew from the heavens has come down to start a fire within us, well,
Yeah.
you know,
O,
e
hoia-
tuki ana e rā horopaki.
Hoia tō waka ki ngā puhi kai ore o te
Yeah,
wao
no,
nui.
that's a better one, yeah.
Yeah, so you're
we're
rowing your boat to the
top of the mountain.
or to the crowns
Yeah.
of the forest.
So that's language,
Yeah.
tuki, and you get that in I roto I ngā whakaahua, in images as well. So those are things that we've got to have a look out for.
Yep.
Now, that's another form, might not be, I don't know what the definition for that is, but koene te whakatūpato ki a tātou ki te ao Māoris, to really think about how we're using some of our āhua
Ai.
I roto I te mahi toi.
So a constant evaluation, or a constant reviewing of what you're doing, or an evaluation, and not to, you can use some sort of ture or tikanga or something to guide you, but it's got to be constant, like, is this right?
Ana.
Me whakarongo pi kari.
You know, I'm reminded of a story well documented, but koene te wairua was an opening of Mātātua Marae in Rotorua. And this land where Mātātua stands was gifted to Tūhoi as a place where they could stay when they came to Rotorua. Anyway, they built a marae there, and that marae is still there. And the wharekai at the opening, one of the rangatira, no te arawa, tētai ona rangatira. He stood and he said, because the name of the wharekai was Te Aroha o Te Arawa, the love of Te Arawa. And he stood in his whai kōrero and he said, he aha koutou I whakairi ai I te ingo taku waka tapu ki runga I te waka kai.
Kia ora. Whoa.
Ne? Basically, we're saying, why did you use the sacred name of my canoe on a canoe, which is for food, talking about the wharekai? Ne? Well, tūhoi were a bit bamboozled by this kōrero from the korau and they didn't know what to do. And the kōrero goes is te rangihau crossed the marae with a patu, knelt before this rangatira pakake, gave him the patu, and then said to him, taku upoko, which means my head. So this is the price for this takahi tikanga, takahi tapu. Ne? And pakake took the patu and said the patu was enough. That was payment for it. That's the short story. Now, some of my Te Arawa relations might be listening now. And I posed the same question. Years later, there's some fish shops in Rotorua and they're called Te Arawa Seafoods.
Kia ora.
Fresh seafood.
Yeah, they're getting a plug here.
And Tākitimu.
Yeah, well, those are the things, you know, and we might get a bit of conversation on Facebook about this, but that's what I'm talking about is when we're doing that ourselves in some instances. Bit different to cultural appropriation, but when we're doing it, ne, I see there's somewhere down in Kahungunu, and the name of their cafe is Kai Tangata.
Kia ora.
Yeah. Now, Kai Tangata means
Eat
cannibal.
people, yeah.
Eat people. I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Ne? And this is the thing, is when, and I guess I'm getting to what I really want to say is we're quick to whakatika
Yeah.
I etahi Pākehā.
Tika.
We're quick to whakatika I etahi other cultures, but when it's ourselves doing it, or when someone else, we're very quiet about it.
Ai, kia ora.
Yeah.
You know, and when somebody does say it, like myself right now, I'm probably gonna, I don't know if anybody's gonna listen to this one, then, you know, ka puta mai ngā kōrero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ne? Now, that doesn't mean when Pākehā or whoever, I'm not saying that what they do is right, and I'm not playing that down either.
Kia ora.
But what I am saying is me tūpato anō tātou.
Ai, me tika
Yeah.
tō tātou ake whare mui tā
Ana.
Yes.
tamata aro ki tētahi ati. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because, like you've said, we moved the line a bit. And so that's what I mean about a self-evaluation, about what you're doing in terms of, you know, if you are doing anything like that, or if you think you are, you know, just check it. Yeah, and because you don't want to be wearing a Washington Redskins hoodie at the same time that you're trying to check some nurses doing the haka,
Yeah.
you know, or you don't want to be talking about that and you're dressed up, you know, in a Los Muertos get up at a Halloween party and talking about the kōrero o te wā, which is cultural appropriation. So yeah, check your backyard before you check the others.
It's but yeah, it's very hard not to be influenced by other cultures or other ideas these days. Like there's that saying that no idea really is an original idea.
Yeah, rightly so. So yeah, that's what I mean too. Is it when someone is banking off it that it becomes exploiting it? Is that when it's because, you know, our open song is a hip hop track, Māori hip hop track.
Yeah.
You know, and I still
Hip-hop
mean
is not from our culture.
Yeah. And so these are the questions. But bro, he got paid with aroha and still gets paid with props. Shot hard.
Taringa.
Also in Kapahaka we hear some great tunes.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
that get given a second life within Te Ao Māori, but come from
Disney
other genres,
movies.
Disney movies. And, you know, are those culturally appropriated before they get to us?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even-
so let's look at that. Let's unpack that.
Kia ora.
So we've used lots of waiata tunes, mai rano, you know, that mai rano, te ra, and then, you know, nai nei te ao kapaka. We use not only Pākehā tunes, we use Hawaiian tunes.
Hawaiian tū, kia ora.
We use Indian tunes.
aye.
There's some Asian ones too,
Asian.
All sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what if another culture took a well-known mō tētea tune
Yeah. E pāto hau, engari te titi.
and used that? Now, would we be okay with that? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Wow, there's that couple who do covers of, they are contemporary waiata, waiata Māori, and everyone loves it.
Yeah, because it's done
I
well.
think that's different though.
Yeah.
So they're still singing waiata Māori. It's just another person singing waiata Māori. They're not actually appropriating our culture.
And they're not
what I'm
murdering
talking
it.
about is what if they took the tune of Apa Nui, which is known to be Apa Nui tunes, not even a motete tune, and then they put their own kupu to it. That's not even what it means.
How would we feel?
Yeah. Is that cultural appropriation?
In my book it is.
Yeah. My book
Even
is.
though we're not, I wouldn't say that we're a domineering culture of that, but we're using it to make it appropriate to us for
Okay,
our uses.
Do we find the excuse in the fact that we're the marginalised most times? That we're the minority most
yeah,
times?
that was in the description, minority cultures.
Yeah. I mean, I still stand to the kōrero that it doesn't make it all right. But does that make it less, doesn't blow up as much as if a domineering culture were to do it? So
It's a good one. Today's discussion isn't about saying that what they're doing is right,
tika,
because it's not bloody
we can
right.
park that in,
Engari, what ki au nei, and when I do see these things come, it does inspire me to think about our own practices
Yeah.
and some of the things we do.
I'm just going back to something we used to do a lot at in art back at school, and then during my degree, at the start of a new project, we'll be sent out to go look for artist models. And so you might, I might go, oh yeah, I like this photographer, I like this painting or painter, and get a few examples of their work, and then you have to pick out what is the things that you actually like from it, and then implement that in your own project. Would that be the same as appropriation? Because we're using their artwork as inspiration, but at the same time, I might go, oh, that's a really cool lighting technique that they've used. I'm going to try and do that in whatever my project is. I guess the difference here between that and what's been happening recently is rather than taking an aspect of the culture or the artwork or whatever, they've actually copied the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the bedspreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be inspired is one thing, but to just copy it outright.
Yeah, or take it and put your name on it.
Yeah. I mean, we all inspire. You can't help but be inspired by the world.
Yeah, if you're not inspired by the world, then hey.
Yeah, but to actually, when you go and take something and copy it, or when you're using it, I guess, for your own gain, of course, an artist will debate this and say, well, part of art is to
provoke thought.
provoke thought.
Perhaps these are that could be the intention of the artist in some of these cases, is creating notoriety for their piece, which gives it value.
Yeah.
So, juggling that, do we keep it quiet so it doesn't gain value?
The thing is the kare he hamene. Kare he few.
Aye. Yeah.
They're not going to get into, they're going to, they might get a slap on the hand verbally, but they're not actually, I don't think, going to get fined for anything. And
that's what I mean. It adds to their value. When you're controversial, it makes you, any press is good press. Yeah.
So then, are we, with us talking about it, are we giving them free airtime?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point.
Are we giving them free airtime? Yeah. That's why I want to talk about it in a general discussion, because,
Well, koina I huri au ki te kōrero mo e tahi atu āhuatanga I roto I te ao Māori. And to bring it to be talking about mana hinengaro. And mana, really.
Kia ora.
Te mea ko te mana tēnei.
Aye.
Ne, koinei te mana. E hoki ana aku whakaaro a particular iwi who had used the ko au te awa ko te awa ko au.
Aye.
Now we all know, nā whanganui tērā kōrero.
Aye.
Ne, when you hear that is whanganui. But another iwi had used it. And everybody's like, that belongs to whanganui.
Kia ora.
That's a whanganui, e kōrero no roto mai a whanganui.
Yeah.
Ne? Ahakoa, that rerenga is,
it could be for all.
Exactly, nā tātou, no tātou te ao te reo Māori.
Aye.
But
Ne,
you
was
hear
just
it remixed a lot these days too, swap out awa for maunga or moana or anything.
Yeah. Nō reira, koina e tahi aua.
Yeah.
Whakaaro e puta ana i enei wānei te cultural appropriation.
Aye.
Going back to the talk about moko, have you read that book? I think it was by Michael King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I remember, I might be making it up, but I'm sure some of the kuia that he interviewed were actually tattooed by Pākehā people. I think in some cases too, they originally had received their kauai from a Māori person, but it had faded, and then the Pākehā tattooists brought those flasher needles and all of that, the new technology, and so they went over and like touched up their whole moko for them.
Yeah. When is it okay when will it be okay for Pākehā to have...
I whakai ngā kuia, kia pērā, you know.
But it's documented that Pākehā did receive the moko.
Aye.
And gave moko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that time, they were living within the Māori world. It's a bit different now where, they assimilated or they became part of the community.
Yeah.
And they were given that.
Yeah, koina te kōrero ne.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about here?
I don't know, like, is just going back to that kōrero of, like, when is it okay if they've received all that knowledge to do it, and then not having any toto Māori, and then doing moko kauai or mataora, is that okay? I mean, personally, I would...
Kei te kaita, kia haune, kei te kaita. Yeah.
Is that the relationship between the... and this actually, you know, mō tētai atu kōrero pēr kia wānanga tātou I nei pātai. Is that the relationship between the tohunga, the kaita, and the person receiving the moko? Like if you're okay for a Pākehā to do your moko, you've got the design, is that your right?
Yeah.
Because you're Māori?
Kia ora.
So you get to say who does the moko on you? Koina ngā whakaro.
Yeah.
Ua.
Yeah, and that's what I think you have to prepare yourself if that's the path that you're going to do.
Yeah.
Then be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And at least have your understanding in it. Not because, he had a better rate or he had a free spot that day, so I jammed in and used my cousin's design he did for me for that kaita to do.
Yeah.
And that might be, you know, just that word understanding is the thing that is bereft of all of these examples. Is the people that have used them haven't got an understanding of our tō tātou ao Māori.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, eh? For me, that's one of the qualms is to go and take what you want but not giving anything back by understanding or finding the right way to get it, or at the same time accepting the no. Accepting the no, you don't have permission to do this. Ka pai, I understand. You know, that's one of the things that gets up my nose that, they've done it for the sake of its cosmetic. Yeah. Cosmetic,
my mum, she goes on about it all the time.
Ka pai, mum.
Yeah.
But within teaching frameworks even, she believes that there's cultural appropriation going on in mainstream schools now, who have all of a sudden realised that the Māori way or worldview of teaching and that is really good, and they're turning it into a mainstream framework.
I read a good article about this because it can come across, and there are spaces where it is like that, where it's a bit of window dressing. It's actually it's an obligatory approach to say that they are meeting the principles of the treaty in terms of partnership. You know, that's where it gets a bit iffy, because you know people are doing it, and because I've been a tutor in some courses, and you can tell the intent of some people. They're here to meet a job description obligation. Yeah. And that's sad. But eventually your aim as a kaiako or as a representative of what you're trying to teach is to try and turn that, or at least give them some maramatanga for them to understand. And a lot of times it's actually quite satisfying to know that some of them leave with a better understanding and go, oh, you guys aren't just whatever they thought you were before you walked into the room.
Like ideas like tuakana teina, like that's not a new thing in Te Ao Māori, but could we say that was actually a Māori thing? Like I would just assume that most people around the world would do this because it's just that normal transfer of intergenerational knowledge from an elder person to a younger person.
Yep.
It's the wording of it though in this instance, using tuakana teina. Is the, you know, when we hear that tuakana teina, we're like, oh yeah, we know what that means. We know we don't need to write up a framework about what tuakana teina means because we just know what it means.
And you know, the basis of aroha, tapu and noa, they can be humane things.
Exactly.
But exactly the wording and the method may make it its cultural difference.
Yeah. As soon as you call it mana, as soon as you say aroha, as soon as you use any kupu Māori, or he tirohanga Māori.
He tirohanga Māori. Me tiro. Me Māori te tirohanga. So that's a big thing. And because, I am critical like that, of things like that where there's a bit of window dressing, cultural window dressing, just for things to move through or to seem like you're being compliant or understanding towards your...
Ticking those treaty boxes.
Yeah. And you know, those are fine, but you've got to have something in there. You've got to have some substance in there.
Yeah.
You know?
So if they're doing it without the substance, so if they're doing it, going and fully understanding and fully embracing it, then that's all good. But if they're going in without substance, then there's that cultural appropriation.
I don't think there's a cultural appropriation is this and it's that and it's okay if we do it this way. It's multi-faceted.
It's more fluid than that, I think that's the biggest thing finding in this kōrero with all these different issues and these different contexts. You have to apply that fluid idea of how it should be. Not
naming. I'm going to bring it back to Taringa. When we write our Once Upon a Timer, we do our due diligence, ātirohanga Māori nei, to make sure we do a really good job of the kōrero that we do write and share on Taringa. But recently, we were going to do a kōrero, and I will leave the kōrero unnamed, where we were advised not to, and that's fine.
That's fine.
So we left it.
Yeah. And that, we were lucky that we went through that due diligence, you know.
Yeah.
In case the mana
might have backfired.
Yeah. And, you know, because you're talking about mana earlier, Prane, and it was upholding that mana.
Ana. Nō reira, that's going to be, I think you should think about something that our listeners can take away from our session. Tēnei Tikanga 101, he wānanga tēnei te wali tīmata ki te I think cultural appropriation, koene te tīmatanga ne nui ngā mei puta mai i roto i tā tātai wānanga.
Yeah, kia hau nei ko te mea matua I puta I tēnei kōrero, ko te critical thinking. Kia hau nei,
Yeah, just to do your due diligence, really. If you are an artist, maybe reach out to someone else who should hopefully know a bit more than you.
Yeah.
And just check that whatever your intention is good.
Yeah.
And that you're going to uphold the mana of whatever it is. Because, that's where a lot of people seem to be going wrong these days.
Yeah, I think looking at the word tikanga and you know, a lot of tikanga should be common sense, but that sense isn't common for a lot of people. And the sense that somebody has is different to the sense that I have.
Yeah.
In regards to because of my Māori worldview.
Kia ora.
But that's not an excuse for that person to go and do what they want.
Yep.
They need to do their rangahau. And me whakaro ki te mana o a rātai mahi, the integrity.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
He mea nui tērā.
Yeah, I like that because you can't get off murder from ignorance. You can still get charged for murder from being ignorant.
Tēnā koe. Ai.
Mau te kōrero.
No, you're not calling him a murderer, are you? Or you're saying they can be ignorant sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sure some of my English grammar listeners out there might be thinking,
Mo te kōhuru kupu awa.
Te kōhuru kupu awa. Tātou.
Hoi no e te iwi kui nā te wānanga mō tērā I tēnei Tikanga 101. Maybe, no, actually, yes, share your whakaro.
Aye.
On our page about this particular kaupapa and some of the other things we've talked about that came out of our wānanga I te rāne. Pewhia o koutou whakaro, what do you think? Hea ho o koutou whakaro. How do we as Māori look after our images, our culture, the exploitation of it,
Kia ora.
the appropriation of our culture? What do we do to make sure that we don't appropriate the cultures of others?
Kia ora.
Ne? Big thing is education.
Kia ora.
You know, education is the key to this, I believe. Those ones that have been doing that are uneducated, ne, in our tikanga, in our ways of thinking, ne. Yeah, so what do we do to educate ourselves? I roto i tēnei wāhanga, i tēnei ao. Hoi no, kui nā tērā, ka huri ki tā tātou waiata, te waiata o te wiki.
Nō reira, ko tā tātou waiata mō tēnei wiki, ka kotahi ai te iwi. He waiata ko puta mai anō i te wairere. Getting some radio, getting some playtime, wairere.
Well, we've used a few wairere ones.
Wow, me pehea kore ai. You know, that sweet, sultry voice of Pānia Papa.
The Pānia.
The Pānia Papa. Nō reira, koutou e te iwi whakarongo mai nei.
Kariro māku e mihi atu e ki ngā manuhiri tuarangi haere mai.
Ma te tūtaki-taki, ka hono ngā iwi. Ma te noho tahi, ka whakawhiti ka piri. Nau mai haere mai ki runga, I te reo karanga e. Piki mai, kake mai, whakatau mai. Nau mai haere mai ki runga, I te reo karanga e. Piki mai, kake mai, whakatau mai. Piki mai, kake mai, whakatau mai. Kamutu ana te hongi ka kotahi.
Kariro māku te ope e mihi kei ngā mātāwaka waiwai tapu haere mai.
Ma te tūtaki-taki, ka hono ngā iwi. Ma te noho tahi, ka whakawhiti ka piri. Nau mai haere mai ki runga, I te reo karanga e. Piki mai, kake mai, whakatau mai. Nau mai haere mai ki runga, I te reo karanga e. Piki mai, kake mai, whakatau mai. Piki mai, kake mai, whakatau mai. Kamutu ana te pōpiri ka kotahi. Kamutu ana te hongi ka kotahi. Ka kotahi ai te iwi taiki e.
Kani, move that body.
Was that song cultural? No.
Who knows? Nothing's original these days.
Ki au nei kao.
Ai,
So there's evolution of a culture,
kia ora.
and e kōrero anō tērā.
He kōrero anō tērā. Might be another Tikanga 101 then.
Ana. And along with, and in the culture, our language evolves, our tikanga evolves.
Kia ora.
And us following or practicing contemporary tunes is not an appropriation of culture. It's the development of a culture and the moving of a culture.
Kia ora.
Okay.
A culture to live.
So like kupu meno and transliterations.
Yeah. Evolution of language.
Evolution.
It's like saying, well, we couldn't use electricity because we never had it. You know, we never had it when we came over. In actual
We
fact,
can't take photographs because we didn't have cameras.
we didn't have cameras. Yeah, so things like that.
But it's how you take the photo.
Yeah.
So your practice as a photographer is from, well, I would think, and I believe, is from a Māori world view. Ne? And how you go about when you meet somebody will be different to how someone else who's not Māori
Yeah.
And how you treat
introduces
your...
themselves, how they take the photos.
Yep. How you treat your subject.
Yeah, say kuina. There we go, nearly had a whole other one.
Yeah. And plus, by the way, hiko comes from Tāwhiri Mātia.
There, or is it maru?
Or was it maru? Kia ora.
Is it maru? Ne?
Hiko hiko te uira.
And koetahi ka whakaro, koe a maru.
Maru e, korora no tēnā.
Yeah, we'll leave that to you, hei wānanga mā koutou. Hoi anō, ko mātou tokotoru tēnei mihi nei kia koutou, ko rori peo koutou whakaro i a mātou. Nā wai hoki koutou i a, nā wai hoki koutou i a mātou. Engari, e mihi ana, tēnā rāwa atu koutou katoa. I o koutou taringa, ko ngai taringa. Tēnei e mihi nei kia koutou ngai taringa. Kiwi ki wā, tēnā koutou hei kona maira.
Bit whakaronga pi kari kari. Gather up close everybody buddy. Taringa, taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki yo. Whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing at the hook force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds. Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira whakarongo pi kari mai. Hare mai, o Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa, ā nā te māngai pāho I tautoko. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.